guys, it's Brooke. Welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you're new here. So for today's video, I am sharing with you guys yet another one of my story times. And today's story time is about how I almost failed my driver's test, because of course I almost failed my driver's test. Like, it wouldn't be me if I didn't almost fail my driver's test. So in today's video, I will be telling you guys that story and also giving you soon-to-be drivers some tips on how not to fail your driver's test, hopefully. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this video, but quickly before we start, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't. Check out all my social media pages. They are in the beginning of the video and in the description below. And you guys can fast forward if you don't want to hear this quick announcement about why I haven't been posting for 2 weeks. Skip ahead if you don't want to hear me blab on, but I do want to share with you guys something really exciting that is happening. For the past 2 weeks, I have not been posting because I have been working on this show that is coming out with A&E. I don't want to give away too many details yet, but I literally just got back from shooting with them at the studio. I will have a lot more details on that to come within the next month or two, so stay tuned for that. I'm very excited to share that project with you guys, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to post during that time, but I am back, I am here, and I have some stories for you. And today's has to do with how I almost failed my driver's test. Like, really badly almost failed my driver's test. So let's just take it back to the summer of going into 11th grade, I believe. My mom had enrolled me and my sister in driver's ed, which sucked. During the summer, we literally had to do driver's ed. It was the worst. I wish I did it during school. It was so awkward too. Like, I remember it was me, my sister, and then these two random guys, and me and my sister were so bad at driving, and these guys were like really good behind the wheel. Like, they had obviously had practice before getting into this vehicle, whereas me and my sister had never even put our foot on the gas pedal or brake pedal. So that was super fun. But finally, we finished driver's ed, we signed up for our road test. My mom had actually signed us up, I believe it was during February. So of course during the worst month, because during February here in New York, it is always snowing. So that was one thing that really scared me about taking my road test, was driving in the snow. Also, prior to taking my road test, the driver's ed car that I was driving and practicing with for like a month or two had been this, I don't even know what type of car it was, but it was a tiny little car. And the car that I took my driver's test in was my mother's Audi SUV, which is a huge truck, very big to drive. I was very not used to the steering wheel, and in the Audi, since it is a luxury car, the gas pedal and the brake pedals are super sensitive. The wheel is super sensitive. Like, I was just not used to it. Like, I had been driving this like not so good car that was like really old, and you had to press really hard on the brake and really hard on the gas for it to move. So to take my road test in this truck, in this SUV, was kind of terrifying. Now, of course, did I practice a few months beforehand? Absolutely not. I think I actually only had like 1 month before I had to take my road test, so I really only had a month to practice. And of course I didn't. I mean, I was busy, it was summer, I wasn't really worried about it. I was like, oh, it's fine, like whatever. Little did I know I should have been practicing in my mom's truck. I remember a literal day before my driver's test, I decided this is the day, like I have to start practicing. It was like a day or two before I had to go take my actual test. And I was like, well, this is not gonna be good. And it wasn't good. So me and my sister were scheduled to go like one after the other or something when we were taking our driver's test. Like, we were one car behind the other. I don't really remember. Or we like switched off. I don't remember. But what I do remember is I believe I went first. And all the cars that were going this day were lined up on the side of this road. And I was behind the wheel of my mom's Audi in park on the side of this road, waiting to be next, waiting for the driving tester person to hop in my passenger seat. And as I'm waiting for this person, I am just so anxious. However, I didn't feel anxious. I felt kind of numb, like I just didn't really feel like I was there, which was like this different form of anxiety that I sometimes get. And I wasn't like, my heart wasn't racing, like I wasn't like sweating, I was just like stoic. And finally, after what felt like forever, the driving tester person, what are those people called? Why can't I remember right now what those people are called? I am so overtired from filming. But that person gets in my car and immediately, like the second, I don't even remember if it was a guy or a girl, but the second the person got in my car, I started shaking. And when I say I was shaking, I mean uncontrollably shaking. I pull up to the light, I have my foot on the brake, and my leg is literally uncontrollably going like this on the brake pedal. I'm like, oh my God, like this person is going to fail me because I can't, like, I'm so anxious. I don't think I've ever been like that anxious in my life. I mean, I have been that anxious in my life, but not to the point where it was like uncontrolled movement, like that bad. Like, yeah, my hands will shake sometimes and I'll just be like sweating and like needing deep breaths and my heart will keep dropping type of anxiety, but like never to the point where like my legs, I literally, like they were numb. It felt like I was paralyzed and that my leg was shaking and I wasn't doing it. Like my leg was doing it itself and I could not stop it. I tried to like hold it, rub it, like move it a little bit. It would not stop shaking. So of course the person who I was taking the test with was probably like, this girl needs help, like she should never be allowed behind the wheel of a vehicle, like she literally can't even control her legs. I'm scared for my life. This guy is probably thinking that I'm gonna kill him. I was thinking I was gonna kill him and myself. Like, it was terrible. So he's directing me, he's telling me, oh, turn left at this place, turn right here, turn left here. We go around a couple blocks. Like, it seemed super simple. Then came time for the 3-point turn. I pull over, I make sure I use my blinkers, and at this point I'm like calming down a bit, thinking that I'm doing pretty well. And then after my 3-point turn, immediately after my 3-point turn, the driving teacher goes, okay, now do a parallel park behind this car. I'm like, okay. Parallel parks give me so much anxiety. I was always good at them. Like, I never really was bad at doing the parallel park. It's just that prior to my driving test, my dad would constantly be like, no, don't do the parallel park this way that your teacher told you you should do it. Do it the way I'm telling you to do it. And he made me practice it the way that he was taught how to do it. And my driver's ed teacher had taught us when we do a parallel park to like turn the wheel halfway, stop like when you see the bumper, and then turn it the other way. Whatever it was. I don't know. But you're supposed to stop in between, whereas my dad literally just all does it in one movement. I could not do that for my life. But my dad's trying to teach me how to do it this way, trying to nail it in my head. I'm like, I can't do it this way. I'm starting to forget how you're actually supposed to do it. I'm scared that I'm gonna get points taken off for like doing it incorrectly. Well, what do you know? Come time for me to do my parallel park, I pull up next to this car, I go back, I look at the bumper, I stop. I pretty much do it perfectly. I mean, I didn't hit the curb, I was a perfect amount away from the sidewalk, and I was like, wow, like, I really nailed this. And not only did I nail it, but there was also some snow on the ground, so it was like extra perfect that like I was able to pull this off. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I just killed this road test. I did so good. I get back to the place, the person hands me the slip. I'm pretty sure you can only have like 31 points before you fail or something, like something crazy like that. I had like 30 points. Like I was 1 point away from failing. 1 point. Which would have sucked, because that would have meant that my twin sister would have had her license, had her car, and been able to drive all the time while I still didn't, and I had to retake my road test. That would have been the literal worst thing ever. I would have hated my life if that had happened, but thankfully by 1 point I passed my road test, and I'm pretty sure my sister got like 0 points off, and I remember being like, oh my god, like you got a 0? Like that's really bad, like you should have failed. I'm so confused, like you didn't fail. And I was like, look, I got a 30 out of 31, like I only got 1 point off. And then I was talking to my friends, like showing off about it, being like, I only got 1 point off. And they were like, actually, you didn't get 1 point off. You were 1 point away from failing. And I was like, oh, like, even better. Like, that's perfect. But at least I got my license, right? And I mean, I know that this probably makes me sound like I'm a really bad driver. I'm not. I mean, am I a nervous driver? Yes. Have I gotten into a few accidents? Yes. Were most of them my fault? Yes. But contrary to belief, I'm really not a bad driver, especially after my last accident. I'm so much more cautious. I swear I'm not a bad driver. Like, I swear I'm not. So tips for those of you who will be getting your license soon. 1, relax. Do not overthink it. Drink lots of water. And just keep breathing. Like, just keep breathing so your legs don't start uncontrollably shaking and you don't almost kill yourself in the car. 2, do exactly what your driver's ed teacher says. Don't listen to your parents who took driver's ed 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Listen to your driver's ed teacher and what you were taught in this day recently, because that's what the driver's tester people are looking for now. So whatever they learned back then might be different from what's now. So don't let your parents influence what you're doing. 3, practice, practice, practice. Practice so much before you get behind the wheel of the vehicle. Practice behind the vehicle that you will be taking your test in many, 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 many times. Like, drive for hours with, of course, an adult or guardian with you. And yeah, I mean, if any of you are getting your license soon, good luck. Like, practice your parallel parks. Let me know in the comments down below if you learned that you have to stop in between the 2 movements of the parallel park, like, you know what I'm saying? Or if you just do like one swift movement. If you do one swift movement, congratulations, you're magical. If you do 2 different, like a stop and then a go, you're just like me. Alright guys, I promise I'm gonna have more interesting videos come out this week and next week and the rest of this summer. I just was caught filming stuff and wanted to get something out there for you guys today. I know this wasn't the best story time, but hopefully you guys liked it anyway. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave this video a thumbs up and also make sure you guys subscribe. I post every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And on that note, I am gonna go take a very long nap. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a very happy Monday.